Welcome to English Lovers by Honeydee. My dear friends, we will start today the collection of some words which are really beneficial to you. So, we will take some time to adjust the camera. Just wait. I'm using my computer screen alongside my mobile screen. So, if there is any problem of like watching the words or the words are not visible, then please let me know that in the comment section. And if you are getting the meaning of the word really clear and you know that these words will definitely help you in some case, then do comment in the comment section about how do you use it and how can we really utilize all these words in our daily life. Okay, so without wasting time, let us begin with the first word, that is a lot. A lot. What is a lot? A lot means, like, first of all, in which form is it? It is in the verb form. Okay, verb means action. Sorry. So a lot is in the verb form, and here in the bracket you can see the pronunciation is given. How do we pronunciate the word a lot? Okay, so a lot means, like, uh, to give something to someone, like to allot something means to give it to someone. Like when you give something to someone, that means you allot that thing to the person. Means to say, for example, if you have provided some provisions, some some facilities or amenities to someone, that means you have allotted them with something. Here example, very beautiful example is there. The coach allotted each team 5 minutes to prepare a strategy. Strategy means a plan. Like coach allotted means has given what? The coach had given 5 minutes to the team, to each of the team, to prepare a plan how to go about, like how would they play, how would they make the arrangements of the game. So allot means to give. Give will be quite a normal word, will be quite easy to go for. Okay, but a lot would be little bit of higher academic level. So academically, if you want to use those words, so these words will really be helpful. So a lot is that word which means to give to somebody. We allot lots of things to others, like, for example, if we allot some freedom to someone, some freedom was allotted to me by my parents, we can say that. Okay, or my parents allotted me some time to think over my future, or to think or plan about my future. So allotted means to give. Basically it means to give. Yep. Then thereafter, let me erase this. Then the second word that we have is apal. That is, let me just bring it to the middle. Second word that we have is apal. 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 Here you see all sound is there. Here you can see all, and it is again, as a parts of speech, it is a verb. Again, it is a verb. So apal means to make somebody terrorized, or to shock someone, or to create surprise for someone, or a kind of disgusting feeling in someone. Okay, to appall means to horrify, to create horrifying feeling in someone, or to shock someone, like to create a feeling of surprise in someone, which somebody doesn't appreciate in that case. And then disgust someone means to say which will not look amusing, or which will not be pleasing one. So when you try to do something like that, that means you're appalling the person. You like, the person is appalled by something. Basically we use it in the passive form. Here we use that in the same way. We can use it in any form, but most suitable, it is like this: the boy was appalled. Okay, the boy was appalled uh, when he saw an accident. That means it was not quite a pleasing experience. Obviously, watching an accident is not something very pleasing, very happy experience. So definitely, the person was quite shocked, quite horrified, quite disgusted by seeing the kind of scenario of the accident. So that is why the above word means to horrify someone, to shock someone, or to disgust someone. Okay, now we have our next word. Okay, so here you will see something new in this, in the third word, that is cash. Cash. Ah, this is a sound, and this is k sound, and that is the symbol for sure. Okay, that is the symbol for sure in IPS system. We call it International Phonetic Alphabet System, to which actually give us exact British received pronunciation. So, according to the IPS system, that's a sure sound as we have. So the pronunciation would be cash. Cash. What is cash? Cash means cash as a noun is a hiding place. It's a hiding place. You can see that for valuable things, like something which is quite precious. That would be in the cache. That's a and the like in the cache or in a cache hidden in the cave, like um basically what we call it, like a locker room or a hiding place where we can preserve the things, we can save the things. In such case we can call it a cache. A cache is a hiding place for the valuable things. Valuable means something which has a great price or priceless for all of us, for the people, like especially gold, jewelry, particularly jewelry. Here they have taken the example of the jewelry. The pirates means the robbers. The Pirates of Caribbean, one of the movie that we have seen, all of us must have seen that. Pirates would be those who are the robbers of the sea. The pirates kept their jewelry in a cache, in their jewelry in a cache hidden in a cave. So that cache is the hiding place. Inside the cave there is a hiding place, a hidden place. uh, so that hidden place can be called as cache. Okay, so for keeping our valuable things hidden, we can keep them in the cache. Keep it in the cache, we can say that. Okay, so let's move to the next word that we have. That's convenience. Convenience, very 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 important word. Con a sound. Let me just teach you that also. This is a sound in IPS system. A sound. Okay, so that is why the pronunciation is given in the bracket. You can see that con we convenience. So long vowel is used here. Long vowel is used. Convenience. Nians. 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 Okay, again a sound. Nians. Convenience, we say convenience. Okay, so that's the exact way to know the pronunciation. Convenience. Then what is convenience? Convenience is the state of being able to do something with little effort. That means something which is more affordable to you, the situation or the condition, if it is more suitable to you, or which requires less effort, there it is quite convenient to you. So your convenience would be state of being able to do something with little effort. That the internet allows. The example is internet allows verb here. Consumers, the people who use the internet would be called as consumers, to shop at their own convenience. That means they can buy the things then and there, sitting at home, just by clicking on one particular tab using the internet services. So it is quite convenient for them, so they can use it at their own convenience. That means they need to do very less effort, very little effort to achieve something online. So that's how the convenience means, like that's what the meaning of convenience is. Now let's move to the next word. Dearth, very beautiful word it is. Dearth is a very beautiful word. Dearth, dearth. Like I remember my principal, or one of our principal in one of my classes that I actually did. Uh, Dearth. So dearth is the sound here. You can see that like th sound in phonetic transcription is written as like something like that here, like here it is represented like that. So dirt, th sound. So whenever earth, dirt, you will see the same sort of denotation by th, like this th. Okay, dirt, dirt. So long double dot, then long sound, long vowel. Okay, here you see dearth. Dearth means my teacher was using, I have a dearth of words to explain that one. I have a dearth of words to do this thing. That means amount is quite less, like which is not sufficient enough. When the thing is not sufficient, when the thing is not enough for something, then you use I have a dearth of something. A dearth of an amount. Amount means it can be money, it can be of anything. Amount can be of anything. So then supply, any supply, the dearth of supply, electricity and all that, dearth of electricity. Okay, which is not large enough. That means the kind of resources also, supply resources. So if the resources are less, you have sorry, dearth of resources, means to say then you require some more resources. That means you have a dearth of resources. You have very less resources. In that case, you can use dearth of resources. There is a dearth of money. That means lack of money. Easy word for that. Lack of money, when you don't have the money in proper sufficiency. That means you have lack of money. So lack of money in my bank account. I can't afford a new car. I can't afford a new car. Okay, just wait. I can't afford a new car. So simply, the word is I can't afford a new car. So here one word is missing. I must tell you that that is car. So I can't afford a new car just because I can't afford a new car just because I have a dearth of money. That means the money is quite less. So that is why I can't afford it. So that's the main reason. Okay, now let's move to the next word. The next word is deliberate. Deliberate is something quite soft and quite like intentional. Intentional, like when you want to do it and you have done it knowingly. When you have done something knowingly, that means it is intentionally done. When you do something deliberate, it is not a deliberate, it is deliberate, 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 deliberate. Okay, the pronunciation is deliberate, deliberate. It is deliberately done. Deliberately done. Deliberately means intentionally done. The If the person has the intention to do it, if the person has tendency to do it, or intend to do it, or the desire to do it, the person is doing it deliberately. Deliberately. If a thing you do is deliberate, you intend to do it. That means you are interested to do it. That is why you do it. But you try to show it off. If you try to show it off to other, no, I haven't done it. Other person can say that he has done that deliberately. He has deliberately tried to tease me. That's why I'm becoming angry. So she made a deliberate effort. Deliberate effort means she gave her 100%, and that means she intended herself best. Okay, she intended herself best, and deliberate effort was done from her side to save money each month. That means she tried to do each and everything, intended to do that thing, but she could not somehow, like maybe that can be the next statement. So deliberate as a word is because it's used after, like before the effort. Effort is a noun here. So deliberate is an adjective. as given over there. So deliberate is an adjective. Remember that. Next word that we have, dire. Dire. Now, dire. Okay, so here the pronunciation has a r sound at last. So dire need, dire. So usually when we actually speak, like for example, monosyllabic word like ha, so we don't actually pronunciate r sound over there, but here it's given like you have to pronunciate that r sound. Okay, so dire, when something is dire means something which is very seriously required. When something is terrible and very serious, very much serious, very much terrible, and is required like more than anything. So dire, the tornado created a dire situation, a very serious situation. Okay, very serious situation, seriously something is required, then you can say that dire. I have a dire need of money, that means I have a serious need of money. So if something is terrible or something is very serious, something is very grave, you can use the word dire for that. Tornado created a dire situation for a small town, for the small town. Okay, for the small town in the context. Okay, so now the next word that we have is elapse. Okay, elapse. Okay, it's and it ends with okay, then verb, it is as a word, it is a verb. So to elapse means to pass. Elapse means to pass, or as in seconds or minutes or in hours. That means in the matter of time, if something passes, we can say it means elapse. Elapse means it ends. That means it goes off. Like if one moment is over, that means one moment elapsed, one moment goes off. One day is over, then one day elapsed. Okay, that means minutes, hours, seconds and all. Okay, you see, a few seconds must here is obligatory. Must, few seconds must elapse before you can take another picture. That means if you want to take another picture, few seconds must elapse. That means after the few seconds you can have another click. If you will do it before that, your previous picture that you have taken will become blurred. So to keep having the better pictures, you need to elapse some time before taking the next picture. So elapse means passing the time. Basically, it means passing the time. Next word that we have is empathy. Empathy is a beautiful word. Let me tell you a little bit something about it. Empathy um, was a word that I read for the first time um, in my childhood, and then thereafter I used it in my speech. I remember that empathy. I was trying to actually express the difference between empathy and sympathy in my first speech in one of our school where I worked, and it was my first speech, and I used some examples, some anecdotes to actually cover the topic of empathy and sympathy. We need to keep empathy for something towards others. Empathy, like keeping yourself in another person's place, like wearing someone's shoes. It's like being in someone's place. It's like that. So empathy is sharing and understanding another person's feeling. When you understand another person's feeling, that means you empathize with the person. So that's it means like when you have the soft feeling and you know that why somebody speaks in a certain way, you keep yourself in the position of that person and you understand why that person is talking like that, so you empathize with the person at that time. So empathy is a noun here, empathize would be a verb. Empathize, you have to just cut this y and write I ZE, empathize. That means you will be having the same feeling of, taking care of someone's feeling. The like see the example over here. The caring nurse had empathy for her patients. That means obviously if they won't have that empathy for the patients, they can themselves become impatient. They understand that they keep themselves in the same position of the patients. That's how they feel. Yeah, so that's why the person is crying or is suffering in agony or like having some sort of pain. Okay, so they have the empathy for everything. So that is why empathy means like keeping yourself in someone's place and understanding and having this like soft feeling for the person. So sympathy and empathy that I discussed in that like particular like not lecture, actually it was a speech. Okay, now next word, next beautiful word that we have is fanciful. Fancy, fanciful. It's full, not full. It's not full. It's not oo. It's a sound. Fanciful, fanciful. Okay. So exact pronunciation is fanciful. And whenever we say beautiful, whenever we say powerful, whenever we say mm, whatever strengthful or whichever full we use, we know that the word is adjective. It's a quality in something. Fanciful, which is fully filled with fanciness. Okay, fancy, something which is not realistic, imaginative. Something is more imaginative. When something is imaginative, is it's fanciful. Fanciful means something which is more towards the unrealistic world and something which is unusual. Usually that doesn't happen like that, but which is unusual and unrealistic. So in that case, it is fanciful. Okay, which is more towards fancy things, which you fancy about, which you imagine about, which you actually brood over. That means so. Um, that is fanciful. The example for the same is given there. So what is that? The girl had fanciful ideas. That means the girl had imaginative ideas. The girl had imaginative, imaginative, imaginative ideas and fanciful ideas. There is no difference. Okay, the girl had fanciful ideas about doing well in school without studying. Okay, without studying, she had the fanciful ideas, imaginative ideas, okay, about doing well without studying. Okay, so that's somehow complete one. Yeah. Okay, now the next word that we have, uh, grape. The next word is grape. Grape. A sound. Grape. Okay, to gripe means to complain constantly, like continuously, persistently, without a break. When you keep on complaining about something, then that means you are griping about it. Yeah. So Lawrence always gripes, gripes when he has to do the chores. Chores means works. Okay, it means works. When Lawrence has to do something, Lawrence always gripes when he has to do chores. Whenever he does some works, um, like he always constantly keep on complaining about it. So that's how it is. Gripe. Grueling, grueling. Next is grueling, grueling. You see, grueling, grueling, grueling. Mm. Ng sound. It ends with a ng. That is ng sound, like in king, ng. Okay, grueling. So when something is grueling, it is very hard to do. That means grueling process would be something which is very much a daunting task. When the task is quite daunting, it would be a gruesome or grueling process. The climber faced a grueling task or a daunting task or a Herculean task or a difficult task, you can call it. The climber faced the grueling task of reaching the top of the steep mountain. Okay, so something is missing. Let me just have a look at that. Okay, mountain. Let me just unzoom it a little bit so that you can watch it. There is a picture for that one also. I was not showing the picture somehow, but I hope so. The words are visible to you. Mm, yep. So grueling means something which is quite tough task. Hmm. And then we have next word, that is mundane. Mundane is something which is ordinary, something which is quite boring, something quite which is from the din, or something from this world, a worldly thing, like we do it in the world, like something that is mundane. Mundane would be something like which is quite boring, which is related, which is quite human thing. Okay, that is mundane. The man had a mundane chore of raking thousands of the leaves into the pile, raking thousands of the leaves. Like as you can see in the picture, the person is collecting the thousand of the leaves into the piles. Piles means like certain sort of loads. So he's trying to bring them together up and making the piles of them, a number of the piles he's creating. So mundane would be a normal materialistic work. Something materialistic would be mundane, boring, uninteresting, common. So that would be mundane. Next word, that is opt. We have the next word opt. Opt, obviously, we know that it's a verb. First of all, verb. And next thing that we should know about it is like what exactly it means. To opt is to make a choice. Like opt is from option. Like when we opt for something, we are opting for it or making an option. Especially when we decide in the favor of something. When we try to decide something, yeah, now this is right, that is wrong. We are opting for it. We are preferring something like tea to coffee or something like that. My brother likes chocolate ice cream, but I always opt for vanilla. Okay, so somebody when favors the other thing, like his brother in the sentence likes a chocolate one, but I always opt for vanilla. So flavor, both have flavor, chocolate flavor, vanilla flavor. So depends upon person to person to choose or to opt for. I always opt for vanilla. Opting for vanilla means we are choosing something. Okay, next one, very beautiful one. You can see the face, the person is quite angry, outraged. Outrage has been shown over there in that face. You can see that kind of, you know, angry mood or angry behavior somebody is trying to show. Outrage, what is outrage then? Outrage, je, je sound, outrage. Okay, outrage. So outrage it is. So then what is outrage? You should know that. What is outrage? Outrage is a very strong emotion of anger and shock. When you're surprised, when you see something out of your hand, and out of the blue, when you see something in front of you happening, you have a strong emotion of expression for such thing. So in that case, you will be outrageous sometimes, and you will show the expression of anger or very nasty mood sometimes. So for such thing, you can use outrage. Tommy was feeling outraged, okay, when his parents said he could not go to the dance. That means he asked for the dance. Tommy wanted to go for the party, for the ball, but the parents denied. And as the parents denied, like he was feeling outraged and he was being shown as outrageous person. So next is paltry. Paltry is very small. When something is very small, like when the amount is very small, when the amount of something is paltry, it is very small. Okay, paltry, paltry. You can say paltry or awesome, paltry, paltry. It is. So how it is? Paltry. The poor man had a paltry sum of money. So how it is? A poor man, the poor man had a paltry sum of money. That means he had very less amount of money. Mhm. Then we have rectify. Rectify is a beautiful word. What is rectify? Rectify means to correct something. Okay, it simply means to correct something. I quickly rectified. Okay, I quickly corrected. You can say that also. I quickly rectified the spelling mistakes that I had on my essay. That means whatever mistakes were there on my essay, I corrected them. That means I rectified them. Okay. So when the mistakes are there, you rectify your mistakes. In that case, you can say rectify. Yep. So the next word is resourceful. Resourceful, you see, this person is quite resourceful, like knows about rowing and all that. Okay, and sailing also, and can be a good sailor as well as a swimmer, and help people. Then here you can see, when someone is resourceful, they are good at dealing with hard situations. When you require some help, some assistance from someone during your hard times, your tough times, you require some help from someone. That means at the time you're quite resourceful, you require some help from someone. That means the person has the resource to help you out. That means in the hard situation, when someone has a resource to help you out, the person is quite resourceful. The way something full, fanciful is written, same way resourceful is written. Resourceful, you see, resource, resourceful, resourceful. It is not resourceful. It is resourceful, resourceful. Okay, resourceful. Full, not full, full. Resourceful, beautiful. It's also beautiful, not beautiful. Okay. Now, after his boat sunk, Matt was resourceful enough to build a raft. So here, build a raft. That's how the person is quite resourceful, knows that how to do it. So next is sustenance. Sustenance. That is another way of writing a. Okay, a sound. A three way we write. One of the ways this also. Okay, sustenance. Sustenance is a beautiful word. Sustenance is a when it ends with ance. Obviously, it's a noun. We usually make like that. Sustenance means is the food and water needed to keep a person's animal or a plant alive. That means the basic requirement would be sustenance. Sustenance, basic requirement of every human being to keep breathing, keep being alive. So that is known as sustenance. Okay, without the proper sustenance, the man will starve. Starve means will become hungry, and at the end will die. So sustenance is required. That means basic food, whichever is necessary, is required for that. Yep, just wait. Tedious, 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 like something which is quite complex, something which is quite long, long, frustrating, and boring. Boring, particularly boring, frustrating, and long, which is not coming to an end. If the process is long and frustrating and boring, it will become quite complex task to be completed. His job involved a lot of tedious typing, okay, filing, and organizing. That means tedious typing means the typing is quite tedious, long, frustrating, and boring typing. Would be some sort of signs, or won't be only alphabets, because alphabets are easy to be written. That's why. So so the tedious was the last word in this video. I hope this video would have been quite helpful to you. And for more such video, kindly keep watching English Lovers by Honeydee, and share my channel with people around you. Thank you very much, and bye bye. Take care.